This is Better Business Coach, session number 7.
This is the Better Business Coach Podcast, your source for critical sales training, proven education, and actionable worksheets, all downloadable for immediate use. We work hard so you don't have to. Now your host, the rapid growth guy himself, Matthew Pollard.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to Better Business Coach. My name's Matthew Pollard, and as always, I will be your rapid growth guy. I'm super excited about this specific session because this is the first time I'm giving you access to one of my actionable and downloadable worksheets that you'll be able to use with your clients straight away. You'll be specifically excited about this one because this is the worksheet I use to translate prospects into paid weekly, monthly coaching clients. Now, if you're listening to this in audio, this is also a video podcast so that I can break down dot by dot how to use this specific template. If you're listening to it in the car, no worries. You'll always be able to access it later at betterbusinesscoachpodcast.com or matthewpollard.guru/BBC007. This is also where you'll be able to download the actionable worksheet for later to use. So make sure you go back to matthewpollard.guru/BBC007 so that you can get access to that straight away. Okay, let's get straight into it, shall we? Okay, everyone, so this is the business needs analysis. Now, obviously name, contact number, mobile number, business name, this is all pretty self-explanatory, so I won't go through that. Now, the first thing to understand with this is that you really don't want them to embellish. This form is really just to get yes or no answers on the basis of raising awareness that they have a problem. See, many business owners will know that they have a problem. They'll have a sense that something's wrong, but they won't know exactly what it is. And this form is designed to be a discovery document, to discover what that issue is. Now, if you have looked at the Lewin's model of change, you'll understand that you need to unfreeze, change, and then refreeze. And this document is about unfreezing them to the fact that they have to make a change and they probably need to use you to make that change. Now, obviously, this form, as I said, it's just a yes or no document. It's the sell document. It's to get people talking. It's to make them understand that they have a problem. You'll obviously delve much, much deeper if they hire you as a coach, but don't make the common mistake that many, many coaches make and start going into problem-solving mode, start offering solutions, and basically give away all of the answers to fix their problems before you actually get paid coaching contracts signed. This is so important. So many coaches give away enough answers to keep the client busy for a month, 2 months, 3 months, and then they try and get payment for a coaching client moving forward, and the client says, let me think about it, or let me work on this, and then I'll come back to you. I mean, I've seen this even happen in networking events where they start offering solutions because they're trying to prove their worth. Don't prove your worth by showing them how to fix the problem. Prove your worth by showing them that they have a problem and exactly what the problem is, and this form will allow you to do that. Now, you don't need to ask every one of these questions. The form is designed to cover off on everything in a logical order. However, if you feel like they've answered one of the questions as part of one of the other answers, then move on. If you feel like the question is obvious, then don't ask it for the sake of asking because people will see that you're just following a form. This form is to give you a guideline and really it will make you look like a sensational coach. However, if you start asking the questions and following the process, even if they've already answered the question, then they will see that you're not a good coach, you're just using a good form. Now, you'll notice that there is the first set of questions there that say personal, and this is really them answering questions about themselves personally, and some people are not personal people, and as a result, you may choose not to use this. However, if you're dealing with corporate, maybe think about not using it. Though if you're working with small businesses, generally you'll find that they will absolutely love this form. They literally eat it up. 80% of clients that I work with, I utilize this form with, and people that use this template seem to report the same back to me. So let's look at the first set of questions. Have you set personal goals for what you want to get out of your life. Now, what this means is, do they know what they want? So I spoke about a Nightingale quote where he says that successful people are successful because they know where they're going. It's as simple as that. And many people, if they don't have personal life goals, they may not be achieving in their work life just because they don't know why they're doing it. So it's important that we get them to set these goals. Again, we're not at this stage helping them set them. We could go into SMART goals. We could talk about the works of 1 Minute Manager and setting their why statements behind those SMART goals, but that's not what we're doing here. We just want to know whether or not they have set out goals in their life. The next question is, do you have a clear picture of how you want your life to be? Again, some people just go through life continuously without ever thinking whether or not that's how they want it to be. They're just doing what their parents told them to do, and then what their family and friends suggested that they should do, and they really don't have an idea of what they want it to be. Again, this is about highlighting problems, and I hope you can see 2 questions in. If you get no's here, you'll already have 2 major sessions, if not 5, that you can already work with this client about. Again, they may start to talk to you hugely about stories and start to embellish. You have to let the client go a little bit, because sometimes, as we spoke about when we discussed understanding a coaching client, sometimes they just want to vent and they want to talk, and they may hire you just for listening. However, getting through this form, it's not required. The next question is, do you know what you want to be doing 10 years from now? And the reason for this is so many people live day to day. They're just in that process of survival. They may not have a clue. Other people may know, and they want to have a house, or they want to save up for a deposit for a house, or they want to be in a completely different business, or you don't know. And by asking this question, you get to understand what it is. And obviously, if they have it when you get into the sessions about where they want to be in 10 years' time, you know they've got an answer, and you know you can move forward with it. If they don't, you'll know that you'll have to do a little bit more personal development planning and training with them to help them work out what they want to achieve in 10 years, so that then you can help them get there. Again, we're not fixing this problem today. Okay, so let's scroll down a little bit. And the next question in personal life is, do you have enough energy to do what you want to do? Now, this is the biggest question, or the best question you can ask, because so many people say no because they're working so hard and they've got so many things to do. You'll start to see stress come out with the person, and you start to realize that you can really help this person, because stress and not getting enough time in your day is killing your lifestyle. And by saying that their lifestyle is being killed and they're really struggling to have energy, they're really saying that they need help. Okay, so let's scroll down to the business questions. Now, the business questions, the first one, do you have a clear vision of where your business will be in 3 years? Well, this question is very similar to, where do you want to be in 10 years? If you don't have a clear vision of where you want to be, you're never going to be successful getting there. If you don't know where the posts are, how do you know where you're going to run? The next question is, does your business provide you enough profit? And this is a great question, because I find about 1 in 100 say yes. Now, remember that I used the word profit, not sales, not turnover. See, profit is a very different question. They could be turning over $5.7 million a year and making less money than a part-time receptionist at the front desk, because they're not making enough money because their costs are so high. Other people have bad systems and they have to hire so many staff to help that they're not making enough profit. So again, if their response is, oh, we have a $6.5 million turnover, you say, well, that's fantastic. Of course, be excited for them, because a lot with being a coach, you can get hired just because you are excited and you're their biggest supporter. However, ask the question again, how much profit are you making? Are you getting enough profit? Again, I didn't ask for exact financials. You haven't built enough relationship with them just yet to ask. Now, we're going to ask that question perhaps a little bit later on. However, only if you feel comfortable asking. And next, it's not that important. You just want to know if they're making enough profit. If they're a $6.7 million business, however, this is great news, because you can respond with, Well, that's great. It's a shame you're not making enough profit at the moment. However, with a turnover like that, small minute changes in systems, processes, and staffing can have dramatic effects on your bottom line, and we can really work together on that. Again, I'm not offering solutions, I'm just getting them excited about what we can do together. The next one is very similar, again, to the question we asked at the last question up here in do you have enough energy, which is do you have enough time to accomplish all the tasks that you need to? And again, this is going to highlight two things. One is, do they have poor time management? But secondly, it's an indication of the staff and teams that they have. Do they have strong teams? Do they have strong staff? And if they don't, they'll say no to this. And again, you know that you've got a whole series of sessions that you can work on. The next two questions are a great indicator of EI skills or emotional intelligence. See, so many people move into management of staff or become business owners because they're good at their skill and they get promoted, or they're good at their skills so they go out into business for themselves, and then all of a sudden they're managing staff and they've got no idea how to do this. They've never been trained how to do this. So a lot of them horribly manage with sarcasm. And I'm sure we've all had a boss that's rude to us and treats us like a lesser being, and we don't know why, but it's just because they've had no skill training, they've got no degree in this, they don't know how to do it. So do you find good people to employ? And can you develop capable managers? Are great questions to work out whether or not they have these EI skills. And so many people reply with, you can't find good people these days. And this is a great indicator that they need help in emotional intelligence development. Now, if you haven't read anything about Goleman talks about emotional intelligence. It's completely coachable and teachable. It's not like IQ. Emotional intelligence is trainable, it's coachable, and it's something that we can really help business owners with. You'd be surprised at how quickly you can change how they're viewed by their staff just by introducing emotional intelligence to the business owner. Next, we talk about, do you have enough customers and do you have enough sales? This will highlight whether or not they need sales coaching. Now, as we spoke about, I do have a podcast launching very shortly, just about 8 weeks away, called Get More Customers. However, in the meantime, if you're not comfortable with sales, either seek somebody else's assistance to help you coach them in sales, or read so that you make sure that you have enough content to be able to teach them. The last thing you want to do is get them to think that you don't know what you're talking about just because sales and niche marketing and differentiation is not your strong point. You're allowed to have weaknesses. A strong business coach will admit they have weaknesses and offer assistance to help people with that. Just like an accountant always pushes to a lawyer for legal questions and a lawyer always pushes to an accountant for tax questions. Sales, niche marketing, differentiation, and business coaching, emotional intelligence, staff development, they're all very, very different facets. Now, some people, and look, I was lucky enough to be experienced in all of them because I started in sales and moved into running my own businesses, into business coaching. However, if it's not your strong point, definitely make a commitment to yourself to learn it. However, make sure you help your clients the best you can by providing external help in the short term. The next question is, can you take time off and your business still goes ahead? And this is a major question because what you're really saying here is, are you a business owner or are you self-employed? Robert Kiyosaki talks about the cash flow quadrant and outlines 4 quadrants, which is, I'm an employee, I'm an investor, I'm self-employed, or I'm a business owner. And this will highlight whether or not they are a business owner or self-employed. And you will find so many people are self-employed. If they take a day off, if they get sick, that's it. They're done. And so many times I've had to coach clients to stop working in the business and start working on the business so that they can start hiring staff to train them on their functional skills so that they can start to move out of the business. And as we spoke about, so many business owners will worry about their staff ripping them off and taking what they know and spent years learning and all of that effort in training them. However, unless they do that, they're never going to be a business. They're always going to be self-employed, and their next meal ticket is always going to be work they have to work for to achieve. The next question is just a follow-on to that, and that is, are you the owner and the technician in your business? Again, we're just highlighting that they're an S and getting them to admit that they need help to move out of that. The next question is, does the business enrich your life? And this is a great question to ask. And the reason for it is because this gives you the opportunity to champion them. Because what they're going to say is they're going to say yes. However, they've just got so much to do, and you're going to elicit that story where they start to vent and open up to you about all of the problems that they're experiencing that's stopping them from having it enrich their lives. However, it still does, but if that was gone, they'd be much better off. And by doing this, you get the opportunity to say, well, that's awesome. You're getting the opportunity to do what so many other people can't. And you're going to build them up here because obviously they're highlighting so many problems, yet they're still happy. And that's something that you can really congratulate them on, and this is going to allow you to build rapport. The next question is, do you have operations manuals and sales manuals? And this is a hilarious question to ask as a coach because the response you'll always get is, what's that? Do I need those? You mean like what McDonald's has got? And always the response is going to be no. However, this is going to highlight that they have no succession plan in place. I mean, what happens if they're 45, 50 years old and they've got no manuals? Well, what that means is they don't have a business. They're self-employed, and if their staff leave or if they leave, there is no business. So we need to highlight the fact that if they want to do what so many business owners dream of doing, and that is one day selling their business and retiring, without operations manuals and without sales manuals, that's not going to happen. And their dream of selling their business one day for several $1 million is just never going to happen. And they may say this in their 10-year plan in their personal life that they want to sell their business and move out over 10 years. And if the operational manuals and sales manuals aren't done, you know you've got a guaranteed coaching client from that moment onward, because all you've got to do is harp on the fact that if they don't have that, they don't have the future that they want. If they haven't mentioned that, you'll still highlight it because this is a horrible thing for a business owner to find out. Most of them aren't aware, and you can do so much to help them here. Next, do your staff give you the results that you want? And again, we've asked this question separately to the ones about whether or not they can hire good staff and whether they can create capable managers, because we want them to have one last opportunity after the operations manual and the sales manual to say, no, my staff don't give me the results that they want, and I feel like if I'm not there, they don't perform. And what they're really saying here is, not only do I have no manuals, I have to be in my business. I am stuck in my business. And now we've highlighted so many issues. And if you can't highlight so many issues here, then you're doing something wrong, because every business will have pretty much 3, 4, or all of these problems. None of them will have nothing, because you can always improve a business. So again, you'll find that a lot of these questions focus around the 4 facets of business coaching that we spoke about before, which is your vision, your systems, your strategy, and your people. And all of these questions are focused on those. And, you know, if we go through them very, very quickly, if we just go through the business questions, just in case you want to take notes on this, do you have a clear vision of where the business will be in 3 years? This is all vision and strategy. Does the business provide you with enough profit? This is strategy, systems, and people. Do you have enough time to accomplish all the tasks you need to in one day? This is systems and people. Do you find good people to employ? Obviously, people. Can you develop capable managers? This is systems and people. Do you have enough customers? This is obviously going to be strategy, systems, and people. Do you have enough sales? This is going to be vision, strategy, systems, and people. Can you take time off and your business still go ahead? This is going to be systems and people. Are you the owner and the technician within your business? This is going to be vision, system, strategy, and people. The business enriches your life. This is basically saying it's become a job, and it covers off on vision, systems, strategy, and people. Do you have operations manuals and sales manuals? Clearly systems. Do you have the staff to give you the results that you want? That's systems and people. So again, each one of these hits into one of those core 4 ideologies that we discussed previously. All of these are designed to be thinking questions, again, to get them to unfreeze to the fact that they recognize that they have a problem and they need to do something to fix it. What you're really doing is you're shaking the tree and waiting for the fruit to drop. And trust me, there'll be lots of fruit that will fall right into your hands. Okay, everyone, we're coming up to nearly 20 minutes, so this will be a perfect time to press pause. I hope you see just how much this is going to work to translate prospects into paid coaching clients. I know for me, it was transformational. It got customers to just open up and made them putty in my hands. I hope you can see that this is going to do the same for you. Now, if you haven't yet already, make sure you go to betterbusinesscoachpodcast.com or matthewpollard.guru/BBC007. There you'll be able to download this worksheet so you can use it with your clients. But let's get straight into the next session. So I'll stop now. It should already be uploaded for you. So make sure you click go and let's continue on. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to the Better Business Coach podcast. Head over to matthewpollard.guru for links, recaps, and any downloadable templates mentioned in this and every show. Also, if you've not already rated our new podcast in iTunes, we'd love your support. Simply leave a review and the star rating you think worthy. Hey, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a thing. Thank you in advance, and see you next time.